Attorneys, shut the fuck up about your lunch. I cannot tell you how many phone calls and emails that I receive that either start and or end with, and it's 3 o'clock and I haven't had my lunch yet. It is, 7 a.m. and I'm sending this email and I worked until midnight last night. Nobody cares. Your team is seeing how incredibly stressed out you are. They're fully aware that you are running from back to back to back meeting. Meanwhile, where you owe the file and you have to do work on nights and weekends, what have you. So many attorneys will start the Monday morning meeting saying, I worked all weekend. And it's interesting because when I facilitate weekly team meetings for members in law firm admin bootcamp, it's fascinating to me how many attorneys will still keep going. They're not getting a response. They're not getting a reaction from your team. Nobody's like, oh my goodness, I feel so terrible for you. Nobody. And so they'll repeat it several times. When I was working all day Saturday, on Sunday, when I went into this file at 7 p.m., blah, blah, blah. Stop using this language. It is passive aggressive. It is not empowering for your team. So there are many different ways that you can turn this around. We know that you haven't had your lunch. We know that you worked all weekend. We know that you worked late last night, what have you. So if this is the way that you want to operate, continue operating like that and hold your head high and own it and stop complaining about it. If you are complaining about it or oversharing this information with your team and you are resenting it, then just name it. Let's just stop doing it and name it. So there's ways that you can empower your team. This week I was on a call and the attorney started off like that. And I loved it because a new client service coordinator who had been there for 2 weeks said, okay, time out. What can I do to support you? Imagine if you had a team member that came to you proactively, held space for you to share that in essence, the bottom line, the root cause that you want to share here, this is not working for me. I cannot keep going at this pace. I don't want to go at this pace. My family doesn't want me to go at this pace. So continually sharing this information from a place of resentment is not empowering. It's not changing the fact. So what would you like to have happen instead? Are you really clear? Or are you just an adrenaline junkie that just loves this, but likes to overshare it like a badge of honor? Like nobody's showing up tomorrow and handing you a medal and saying, great job. We're so proud. You're not the martyr for it. You're not getting a medal for that. So if it's something that's not working for you anymore and you want to change it and you want to turn it around, then name it. And let's get into action and empower the people that are there to support you, starting with your family or your friends and your team members, and finding a way for you to be able to shift your mindset around this, drop your resentment around it, and then have a turnaround in a place that is exciting and empowering, where you no longer resent your firm and or your team or anybody else, your clients, that are making you feel like you have to work this hard. Give me your team in the Law Firm Admin Bootcamp. Let me train them on how to have your back and how to support you so you can finally eat tomorrow.